Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video we are making this jumper pants with elastic band and the inside pocket. So it's something that you're inserting in, definitely keep on watching. So let's move right into it. So I went ahead, I folded my fabric into two. I'm already marking my stitches allowance for the waistline. So I'm going to raise my table up by 2 inches, which is for the elastic band. So after that, I'm going to mark in my cross length. My cross length is 11 inches. So I added 1 inches for the waist because you guys know that this is not perfect pants. So I'm going to roll out a straight line there. On the cross line there, I'm going to mark in my hip circumference divided by 4. My hip is 42, 40 divided by 4, which is 10.5. So I'm adding 5 inches to it. You can do more than that, or you can reduce if you think that the pant is too wide. So I added 5 inches to it. So for the cross extension, I'm going to divide my hip by 16 inches. So mine is 2.5. So I mark that 2.5 and also added 1 inch for stitches allowance. So after that I'm going to measure what I have on the cross line minus the cross extension. You guys get me right? Minus the cross extension. So your hip divided by 4 plus whatever you added to it. I'm going to take it to the waistline. So I have 15.5, so I take it to the waistline and I connect it to the cross line. After that, I'm going to use out my French cuff to cover the cross cuff. So after I'm done curve it out on the waistline, I'm going to come in by ½ inches. This is totally optional, you know, it's the option. You don't need to do it. You can leave it like that, or you can do it the way I'm doing it. Just come in on the waistline and connect it to the cross cuff. So I'm going to add in ½ inches for stitches allowance here. So after I'm done with that, I'm going to raise in my 2 inches for the waistband and marking my length. And I added 2 inches to the length for the allowance. After I roll out the lines on the hem line, I'm going to come up on the cross line and measure what I have there, which is 19 inches. I'm going to take that 19 inches to the hem line and mark it. After marking it, I'm going to use my straight ruler to connect the point together. That means the total fabric that I folded for the front is 38 inches. So divide 38 by 2, which is going to give us 19 inches, which is exactly what we have there on fold. So the next thing I'm doing now is to mark in my knee length. Don't forget that we raised 2 inches up for the band. So I'm going to mark in my knee line, which is 21 inches. So I'm going to roll out a straight line there. So after I roll out the straight line with the knee line, I'm going to come in by 1 inch. This is also optional. After that, I'm going to blend this to the knotting on the hip line and take that 1 inch down to the hem line. So guys, we are done with the front. Let's cut. So after cut out the front finish, I'm going to paste the front on top of another fabric on fold So for the back extension, I'm going to come up by 2 inches. So after I come up by 2 inches, I'm going to blend it to the knotting on the side. After blending it, I'm going to measure what I have on the front waistline and take it to the back waistline and mark it. For the back cross extension, I come out by 1.5 inches. So I'm going to use my if curve to connect the point together. After I connect it finish, I'm going to use my straight side of my French curve and blend it to the inseam line. So what remains is to cut it out. So after I'm done cutting it out, on the side, I'm going to mark 6.5 inches for the pockets. You can use 7, you can use 7.5. So I use 6.5 and notch it. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to pick one side for the front and one side for the back, and then make sure that your right side is fixing each other and pin it. So I will start by pinning the inseam leg together. After that, I will also pin this side. So I will start by pinning it from the 6.5 inches that I come down. So I'm going to take to the machine and stitch it together, and then also do the same thing to the other side. So after I'm done that, you can see the side is open, that 6.5 inches is open. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut out my pocket. You can cut it anyhow you want it, but this is the way I cut my own. So I first of all mark in the pockets, the 6.5 inches. I had stitches allowance to it, making it 7. So I mark 7 inches straight. So after that, I'm going to curve it. Just curve it, so you can see that 7 inches is straight, the remaining part is curved. After I'm done cutting out the pocket, I will now place it on the side, the place that we left open. So I'm going to place it, make sure that the right side of the pocket is facing the right side of your pants. Just make sure that the 7 inches are your straight part, that's the way you are going to pin to the side. Just look at the way I'm doing my own. So I'll first of all join it to the side first. As you can see, it's separate. So after I first of all join it, I will now place the pockets right side facing each other. I will now sew it together. So guys, after I'm done fix the pockets, this is what it's looking like. So I will now go ahead and sort everything inside. So after turning the pockets inside, this is what it's looking like. So the next thing I'm going to do now is by joining the cross cuff. So I'm first of all going to pin, make sure that the inseam line is aligned together. Both the inseam line is aligned together. So I will start from the inseam line and then take it to the front cross and the back cross. So after I'm done joining the cross, this is what it's looking like. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to measure what I have there. So the dimension that I mentioned on the waistline, I'm going to use it to cut out the waistband, and then the fabric is on fold. So I'm going to mark that 29 inches, and the width is 6 inches. By the time I folded it into 2, it's going to become 3. So for the elastic, I divide my waist by 2 inches plus 5 inches. That's what I use for the elastic. So I went ahead, I fixed the elastic on the waistband and also sewing my hem allowance. So this is what everything's done out. If you watch the videos to the end, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give my video a thumbs up and also ring the notification so whenever I post a new video, you'll be notified. Leave a comment or any question that you wanted to ask me.